We encourage you to do your intentional creating in every day. 10 or 15 minutes is quite enough. With every day that you do it, your vision of self will become stronger until eventually, in all of your waking hours, you will see yourself as that being. And then you will be very powerful in your attraction of that which you want. We encourage you to do it when you are feeling best. Bring yourself to positive, joyful emotion before you do this intentional visualization. Otherwise, you will only add power unto the state of being that you hold as you go in. When your toe is throbbing, it is very difficult for you to visualize a healthy foot. When you are most noticing what you do not want, that is not the time to begin creating what you do want, because your point is upon what you do not want. That is the reason that so many of you do not get so many things you want. You argue with us, Abraham, your law must not be complete, for there are many things that I have wanted that I do not have. And Abraham, I have been thinking of those things that I have been wanting for a very long time. And we say, we know you have. That is why we are here to assist you with some clarification. More often than not, what you have been thinking about, as you have been thinking about what you want, is more about the lack of what you want than about what you want. You notice what you do not have, and that is what makes you think about what you do want. But your dominant thought, the most of your thoughts, is upon the lack. And by law of attraction, whatever you give thought to is that which you are attracting. Most of you have already created something within your physical condition that you do not want. And we say to you, you must take your attention away from what you have which you do not want and put it upon that which you want, which you believe you do not yet have. And as you see what you do not have, as if you already have it, then it will be yours. As you visualize yourself as you are wanting to be with such clarity that you actually are believing that it is done, it will be done. And you will begin to see the evidence of it seep into your experience in many different ways. Most of you have been wanting this for some time. It is not a new wanting. It is something that you have been struggling with for a very long time. And because you have struggled with it for a very long time, you already have quite a bit of resistance about resolving it built up inside of you. You are more believing that it is hard to do than you are believing that it is easy to do. Some of you are even believing that it is not possible, even though you are wanting it to be. There is not a physical apparatus, no matter what the state of decay, no matter what the condition, who cannot achieve the perfect body condition that you seek. That is our knowing. Here is the process. You have heard it offered in rather general explanation, and now we will become more specific. It is our wanting that as you hear these words, you will recognize the value for you within them. And you will recognize that indeed there truly is nothing that you cannot be or do or have. And the creating of the physical body that you are wanting is certainly among the easiest of all that creating, for it is nearest your thinking mechanism. Your physical apparatus is near you, stimulating your thought more of the time. And for all of these reasons, it is our expectation that you will begin at once to achieve that which you seek in regards to your bodily conditions. From non-physical, you wanted so much to be in this physical body. And while in most cases you did not visualize the physical details, you did want vitality. You did want a strong apparatus, one that would carry you to the heights of all other creating. As you emerged into this physical expression of life, you were closer to the inner world than you were to the physical world, more attached to it. Your sense of well-being and strength came from that inner dimension more than it did from the physical dimension. And little by little, the longer you were focused in the physical, you began to be a part of what was physical. And you began to hear or absorb through thought that which surrounded you in the form of beliefs. The comparison started right away. Not enough teeth, not enough hair, didn't walk as soon as the others. And you began to see yourself in many cases not as that strong, vital, invincible being that came forth, but as a little dependent being that had also many things that were not exactly as they should be. And from this state of focusing very early upon lack, you began developing the pattern of noticing more things about yourself that you do not like than that you do like. The way you think about most things has much more to do with the beliefs that surround you than it does with what you want. There is a great difference between what you believe must be and what can be. And that as you understand and apply the laws, you need not be attached in a sort of stair-step fashion to what has been in order to have what you are now wanting. In other words, your current beliefs say to you, I must crawl before I walk, I must walk before I run. And we say to you, if you are wanting to fly and you understand the laws, you may set forth your thought for that and have it. You do not need to have those other things first. There is nothing that you cannot be or do or have. And we will here state in great clarity the laws that as you understand and apply them will give you the proof in your real life experience that that which we have just stated is absolute. Here is the law of deliberate creation. It hinges upon your understanding, awareness, and knowledge of the law of attraction. The law of attraction says that which is likened to itself is drawn. Whatever your state of being, whatever the way you feel, you are attracting more of that. You have had experiences, have you not, where you were in a sort of negative frame of mind where everything you touched turned bad? You said, I should get back into bed. Everything is going wrong. And it is because you attracted it by your state of being. On the other hand, you have had days where everything seemed to go right from the moment you got out of bed because you attracted to your state of being, you see. Now, the law of creation is this. It is a delicate balance. And it says, as you want it on the one hand, and allow it or believe it or expect it on the other hand, then it will be. Most of you suppress your wanting mostly because you believe you cannot have everything you want. And so why put yourself through the torture of wanting that which you cannot have? We will define here for you what wanting is. Wanting is thought in the direction of something that as you're thinking it, you have emotion about it. Positive, powerful, passionate emotion. That is wanting. Many of you remember as you came together with your mate, the power of that wanting. On the other side of the equation is the believing or expecting. Now there are some things that you say, I want $1 million. But you do not allow because you do not expect. It is rather far-fetched to want something so extreme, you say. I don't know anyone who has done that. And so, while you say you may want it, you do not believe it, and so it is not your experience. Many of you have many things in your experience because the belief side of the equation is very high. Picture this equation with wanting on the right side and believing or allowing or expecting on the other side. Seeing it sort of like a teeter-totter with a fulcrum point in the middle, with the wanting and the believing equal. That will bring you whatever you are wanting. That is balanced creation. On the other hand, the wanting side may be higher and the believing side may be lower, but it is still a form of balance and you still can have it. Or the believing may be higher and the wanting may be lower and you may still have it. That is the way you have most things in your experience, because it is our knowing that you do not do much wanting with passion. Almost all of you believe that you can earn minimum wage, and so you do at least that. Almost all of you believe that you can have 3 meals a day, and so you do. Your belief is very high on those subjects. Your wanting not particular. You do not want it with great passion. You expect it. You're expecting, you're allowing, you're believing is high while your wanting is not. And so you get many things. But that is a limited use of the equation, because there is a limit to what you can believe, because there is not a lot of evidence that surrounds you of all things. If you will use the other side of the equation with the wanting higher, there is not a limit to your wanting. For fast creating of what you want, we would suggest that you do whatever you can to increase the wanting side of the equation. And we say to you, if when you think about what you think you want, if you don't have great, powerful, positive, passionate, joyful emotion come forth, then you don't want it in the way that it will happen fast. Usually the things that come to you in that fashion, by the time they get there, you can't even remember that you wanted them. That is why you're not sure that you're the creator of your experience.